I am Lamont at large. Today I am at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery here in Hollywood, California. I'm here to visit the grave of Brandon Woodard, a man whose murder went viral just because of the fact that he was executed in broad daylight in Midtown Manhattan in front of dozens and dozens and dozens of people. And to this day, the trigger man still has not been caught yet. So this is where Brandon Lincoln Woodard's remains are interred here at Hollywood Forever. A man that led a very curious life and died a very curious death. If you would talk to associates that had business dealings with Brandon, I'm pretty sure all of them would say they are not surprised that this is where he ended up. He had a pretty good upbringing in childhood. He was currently enrolled at a law school at the time of his death, but it seems to me from just reading up on his life, Brandon had a penchant for making a quick buck and doing whatever he felt he needed to do to earn that quick buck. He was a self-described rapper, promoter, had somewhat of a lengthy criminal arrest record, but what story that he made for himself that and how he ended up here was he got into the job market of being a drug courier. So this guy would get cocaine from Los Angeles and transport it to New York and sell it out there. He was making pretty good money doing that. So at the time of his death, he was in New York City. He was waiting to be paid $160,000 for bringing 5 kilos of cocaine. And so he was walking around right in the middle of Midtown Manhattan in broad daylight. If anybody's been there, a lot of people there. And a man, if you want to go look at videos or pictures or clips online, is seen on the video looking at him and walking behind him. Now what's funny is that Brandon actually turned around and looked at him, but then he turned around and went back to his phone, and the man pulled out a gun and shot and killed him right in broad daylight in front of everybody, and calmly just got into his car and drove away. Now eventually a man by the name of Lloyd McKenzie was tried and convicted of second-degree murder. He was charged with hiring the hitman to kill this guy. Basically, he killed him because he didn't want to pay him the $160,000 for the drugs. So he just decided to kill him instead. What's odd about the case was that the guy that got charged and convicted, he didn't rat out the trigger man. He was murdered on December 12th or December 10th, of 2012. And to this day, still has not been named. So the guy didn't roll on him. So you got a guy, a brazen killer in broad daylight, whose picture has been seen by literally millions of people, and nobody ratted him out, which I find very amazing. And another thing I find amazing is that you're an aspiring lawyer, but you're carrying drugs across the country. That I don't understand. I mean, this guy lived a very upper middle class life. I wouldn't say he was rich from what I've read, but he did quite well. He went to private schools all his life. He lived in a very, very good neighborhood. I don't understand what possessed him to get into the nefarious lifestyle of running drugs, but he did, and this is what happens when you get into that lifestyle. You end up here. You end up in the ground or interred in a mausoleum. So anyways, just an interesting story, interesting subject. If you want to see a link to a video about the news report on him, I will go ahead and post that in this description box below. Lamont at large, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Peace out.